Welcome to the B-Town Breakdown. We had a huge weekend in the sports world and lots to get into. I'm Kelsey Dennehy, this is Jaden Betron and Gabe Fenster. Let's get into it. Our first topic of the week is the NFL. So looking at the MVP race from week 9, we had Tom Brady, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Matthew Stafford, and Dak Prescott. And as we moved into week 10, Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers jumped in front of Dak. What do you guys think about that?
So I think that Tom Brady should be the clear front runner in the MVP right now. I don't believe he wins the MVP at the end of the season. I think Josh Allen or Kyler Murray is the MVP right now. Josh Allen, he took a tough loss to the Jaguars this week. Don't really know how that will factor into his MVP race. The odds haven't changed much on him. However, I think that's a really bad loss. With Tom Brady, he's just consistent as ever. Nothing to say about him. Kyler Murray, he's facing injury difficulties right now, which is hard for him. But his team is just best team in the league right now. For Matt Stafford, the Rams took a tough loss this week, and I think they're one of the best teams in the league. So I mean, it was just a weird week in the NFL in general. The Broncos absolutely demolished the Cowgirls. So
The Cowgirls.
not a lot to say.
It's funny. Good one. Yeah, I think Brady's pretty unanimous right now at the top of the list of MVPs.
He's always unanimous.
I don't think he wins though.
I mean, he's not slowing down anytime soon. It's crazy.
If they win the Super Bowl, he will be the MVP.
Well, 100%, but that you don't know who wins the Super Bowl by the time the MVP's announced. But
We still have another 7 more weeks, and I think if the Bucs take 1 to 2 mediocre losses, I think that'll boost Josh Allen or Kyler Murray into the front. I think Kyler Murray's having an outstanding season along with Josh Allen. Josh Allen just has a really bad loss against the Jaguars this week or this past week, and in week 9, or week 10, and I don't know how they move past that.
yeah, I mean, and you already know Brady's gonna have a great season. It's just like the old Patriots. Like you never even realize that they're actually like undefeated until you actually look at the standings, because you just know that they're already going to be a good team. Just like Brady's going to be a good player, but I mean his numbers. He's throwing 67% of completion rate. He's throwing 25 touchdowns. I mean numbers are off the charts for his age.
Brady's undoubtedly the GOAT right now. So
He is. I think football is one of the few sports that I can say there's an undisputed GOAT.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
Okay, so kind of moving on within the NFL, Odell Beckham Jr. got released by the Browns. And right now they're kind of speculating that it's based on the videos that his father posted to Instagram. Have you guys seen those?
I've heard things about it.
Yeah. So, I don't know, do you guys think that his release was reasonable, that it was kind of...
I mean, he's
done?
not playing well. His attitude isn't really the greatest. I mean, it's just... It's hard to see OBJ go down like that, because I used to be a huge OBJ fan when he was on New York. I mean, I had posters all over my room of OBJ, and it's sad because I looked up to him, and it's upsetting seeing him getting released and his numbers not being so well, because I was excited when he joined the Browns with him and Jarvis Landry, and I thought that duo was going to be unstoppable, and it just didn't work out. It's hard to see it.
Yeah, and I'm a Giants fan, so I've seen the ups and downs of Odell's career better than anyone. Great rookie season. That one-handed catch undoubtedly was top
better than great,
top 5 catches of all time.
Props to whoever got that picture, by the way.
Yeah. Great picture. I do think he is a locker room nuisance. I think he's a cancer in any locker room in the NFL. I see him going as an unrestricted free agent into the offseason. I don't really see a team picking him up. and I don't know necessarily that the videos that his father put out were the whole reason why.
Right.
I mean, he definitely wanted out. He wasn't happy, wasn't getting the ball as much. Like, you saw clips that he was wide open and Baker didn't get him the ball, and I mean, I guess that's a reason to want out, but he needs to finally realize that he's not a superstar anymore.
But he could be.
He definitely could be.
If he has a good team around him, like, he needs a better quarterback.
His
Baker's
attitude
good,
is-
but he needs someone better than that.
His attitude is the reason why he fails and why his team fails.
That's pretty much most athletes, honestly. That's like
No, because a lot of athletes can sort of make a realization that it's not all about them, and I don't think Odell has ever made that realization.
well NFL.
I mean, no, you see the fact that all past LSU teammates and even kids at LSU now are wearing free Odell T-shirts. And he definitely got them to wear that. And
Right.
I mean, the guy believes it's all about him, and
Yeah.
I
He's a
don't
very
think-
cocky player. He's always been that way since his rookie season. But that's what made
being
him
cocky.
OBJ.
Being cocky is different than just thinking that the whole team revolves around him. And
No, I agree. But as his superstar ranking was going up, I believe he got more cocky in that way. And
Yeah.
the team was more just him.
Maybe.
But
At the end of the day, you can only be so good with a bad attitude.
that's
You're not going to improve if you're
Well said.
being a bad
Antonio
teammate.
Brown.
If you're being rude.
Antonio Brown never did anything wrong.
I mean, I think
yes, he did.
No,
Oh my
yes,
God.
he did.
I think it's clear now that.
Do we have time to talk about Antonio Brown?
No.
We don't have
No,
time.
we don't.
let's talk about Antonio
No, let's
Brown.
save this for another week.
No, let's talk about Antonio Brown.
Okay, go ahead.
John Gruden fired. Pittsburgh have not gone past 8 wins, or other than that 11-0 season, and then they completely lost every game after that. The Pittsburgh are a flawed organization. Raiders flawed organization, and Antonio Brown on the Bucks, absolutely phenomenal pickup.
Well, of course he's a phenomenal pickup. He's a great player. I didn't say he was a bad player. I said his attitude was awful. He didn't want to wear a helmet.
He wanted to wear his own specific helmet.
It's not his choice.
Flawed
He
organization.
plays in a professional league who's paying him money. He's going to have to do what they say.
I don't disagree with that. However, when it's up to their own safety and when it's up to how they want to feel when they play, I think they have a right to choose what. I mean, you could say the same thing about things going on in the world today. But I'm not going to get into it. But
I feel like every year there's more and more athletes that just don't want to play by the rules of the professional leagues.
I mean, that's a fair take. I
Yeah.
think that they're trying to expand their own player freedoms more and
I
more.
think they're just trying to get attention.
All right. Well, with that, we are going to move on to the next subject. Our next subject is the infamous NBA. So we're 10 games in to the regular season. Who are you guys surprised by in a good way?
Honestly, Philadelphia. I thought without Ben Simmons they wouldn't be as good as I thought they would be, but they're actually playing a lot better.
Not only
Probably
without
without Ben Simmons.
Not only without Ben Simmons, they've been out without Tobias Harris.
too, yeah. But I mean,
Seth
Seth Curry's the spotlight. He's 17 a game. He's definitely making a name for the Curry family. But,
What? No, the name is established.
I mean, as himself, he's putting his name. He's adding his name to the Curry family, because coming from Duke, you would think that the Duke player would be better than the Davidson player. But I'm happy for Seth Curry. I like Seth Curry. He's a great player. But yeah, Philadelphia is definitely a surprise. New York is a surprise.
No, it's not.
Well, as
No.
a franchise, it's a surprise.
As a Knicks fan, I can say I'm not surprised. I expected this. I truly expected this. Their defense, again, one of the best in the league. And their defense is one of the best in the league. It's nothing.
All right, well, at least you didn't say
about.
it's the best.
One of the best in the league. Offensively, we're shooting that ball.
Yeah.
The Knicks are shooting that ball.
Yeah.
And they're shooting effectively and efficiently. RJ Barrett, 20-point per game shooter. Did you expect that?
I did,
I expected that, but not as consistent as he's
RJ
been.
Barrett's progressively getting better each year.
Yeah.
But Washington Wizards, I am surprised by. Spencer Dinwiddie, huge pickup for them. Bradley Beal, obviously, he's Bradley Beal. Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell is an absolute dog.
I think the
For the
Wizards won
Wizards.
that trade with the Lakers.
Oh, I mean, look at the Lakers now. They can't. It doesn't work with them. That's not a surprisingly bad team. Actually, I didn't think that Russell Westbrook was going to fit with the Lakers, but no, I think the Wizards won in a way because they needed a power forward. they needed a new point guard, and they got Spencer Dinwiddie, got Montrezl Harrell, Kyle Kuzma, and Daniel Gafford is on the rise too. So Wizards are definitely surprising.
My most surprising player so far has been on the worst team in the NBA, the Pelicans. I did not expect them to be as bad as they have been. You do have Zion and you have Brandon Ingram both out, so I guess that leaves them with not a lot of people. But Jonas Valanciunas, man.
Jonas is good. So
He's
is
one of the-
Nickeil Alexander.
One of the best bigs in the league right now. I
Jonas
mean,
is good.
he's averaging 20 and 15.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert is another one who's, if he scores 5 more points a game, he's an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
What is he putting up? 14 rebounds, 17 points a game?
Rudy's nice, and then he's got the defense obviously too.
The Jazz are one of the best teams in the league right now, and I think no one is giving them a lot of media attention because they're still at a point where people are saying they have to prove it.
Mm.
So they have to prove it where it matters. A surprisingly bad team, I think, has been the Trailblazers. I didn't expect Dame and them to come out as bad as they have been.
So are the Celtics.
The Celtics have been
yeah.
very bad.
It's
Jalen
tough.
Brown has been great. Jason Tatum has struggled. Marcus Smart has struggled.
Marcus Smart's he's not happy with the team.
He's not.
As you said, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown should pass the ball. And if I wouldn't want to piss off Marcus Smart.
And I said it last year. And I think Jason Tatum is one of the best bad shot takers in the league. He takes
It's
awful
a
shots.
great way to put it.
Yeah.
He takes, but he makes them, and when he makes them, it looks good.
Right.
When he's takes a step back and there's a guy in his face, it looks good when he makes
Same
it.
with Luka, honestly.
Luka is, I mean,
Luka has
still putting up the
Luka has
numbers.
the deadliest, slowest step back I have ever seen.
I think Luka has just like just a pure skill about him that Jason Tatum like. Jason Tatum and Luka very like I guess you would say similar players. Just Luka is so much more. I would say he has
Jason Tatum's 6'10".
he's wiser. I would say Luka has a wiser game about him where he can.
Well, Luka can play the point.
Yeah.
You're not going to put Jason at the point. Luka's a playmaker. He gets you a triple-double. Jason Tatum's going to give you 50, you know?
Yeah, I mean, good. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your picks for hot cold team
Golden
of the
State
start of the
Warriors.
season?
Golden State Warriors
Golden
are the
State
hottest
is
team
hot.
in the league right now.
Golden State's
And they
hot.
don't even have Clay yet.
They don't have Clay.
They're going to win another championship. If not this year, then
I
next year.
disagree. I think maybe next year. Definitely not this year. A team that is surprisingly not as great as I thought they would be. The Nets. James Harden is definitely struggling with the new rule.
Yeah.
Missing Kyrie definitely hurts for them. Surprisingly great on their team has been LaMarcus. LaMarcus has been outstanding for them off the bench. There's just a couple players that have been coming off the bench this year who have been really good.
Even Patty Mills has made an impact.
Patty Mills is a 6 Man of the Year candidate right now.
Yeah, he's playing great.
Yeah.
Bruce Brown they have a young depth roster, but without Kyrie, it's tough, and without this new foul rule for not even just James Harden, but a lot of superstars, it's definitely affecting James Harden the most. But yeah, I mean,
I somewhat like the Clippers too. The Clippers without Kawhi, I think they're always looked at as kind of like an underdog without Kawhi.
well, definitely.
And everyone sort of counts them out without Kawhi. But then once Kawhi's there, they're seen as the team to beat. And I think Paul George really steps up in those occasions when he's the lone star. And I don't know. I don't know how they. I don't think him and Kawhi are the greatest fit.
PG and Kawhi.
Yeah, I don't think they're
That's
the
a hot
greatest
take.
fit.
I don't disagree with them. They're very similar players, but yeah, I mean, I don't even know. That's a hot take that I'll have to debate another day, but I don't disagree with that.
All right.
Okay, I think this is the first week in B-Town Breakdown history that you guys haven't gotten in an argument about the NBA.
Yeah.
But with that,
The Bulls are still the best. The Knicks are still the best. The Miami Heat are trash. There we go.
Okay.
Enough said.
So next we'd like to toss it over to our Are You Even a Fan reporter, Zach Green, who took it to the streets this week to find out who on our campus is a true Hoosier fan. So with that being said, let's go find out. Are you even a fan?
What's up, Hoosiers fans? It's Zach Green back with another video. And today, the basketball season starts. And if you haven't heard, we're a basketball school. The football season is obviously way behind us. We haven't won a game in over 2 months. And today, the basketball season starts. Campus is hyped, and we're going to be going around campus asking fans fake basketball questions to see who's an IU fan. I'm here with...
I'm Chase.
Zoe. Allison.
My first question for you is the season starts today. How you feeling about this IU basketball season?
You know, I'm feeling a little optimistic coming into this year with football being our pride. You know, that hurt. So, really looking forward to basketball season.
I'm excited.
Excited.
Football wasn't too hot, so
No.
I'm ready for basketball season to kick
Basketball
out.
school.
Yeah. I'm pumped.
We have a new head coach.
Mhm.
He's an ex-IU alum, Victor Oladipo, who played back here in the day. Fans are hopeful we can turn the program around. How you feeling about that?
I'm excited. I hope that he can step up to the plate and get us some wins.
We actually have a new coach. He used to play here back in the day. His name's OG Anunoby. He played back in the day. How you feeling about our new coach?
I mean, I'm hoping he leads us to victory.
Yeah. We have a new head coach this year, Victor Oladipo, who's an ex-IU alum. How you feeling about that?
You know, that's great news. That's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, he
I don't
played
know.
back in the day.
Yeah. No, my grandma will be happy for that.
For sure.
I think it's a big turning point for us,
Yeah.
especially with Woodson here now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good year.
Thanks, Zach. Our last topic today is going to be IU basketball in honor of the season starting November 9th. So, it is Mike Woodson's debut. How do we feel about the starting five that he officialized?
I'm excited. It's IU basketball. Last year, IU basketball wasn't good. IU football was, so I think it's kind of like a one or the other. IU football was not good this year, so I have hopes for basketball. But huge offseason, whole new coaching staff, a lot of new pickups. Tamar Bates, Xavier Johnson, Parker Stewart's now eligible to play. I'm excited to see the season. I really am.
And based off that logic, if Indiana basketball was bad last year and Indiana football was good this year, I'm expecting big things out of Indiana basketball this year.
Yeah, I'm excited to go to March Madness because Indianapolis and Bloomington holds March Madness, so
Yeah,
happy to
it'll
see
be
it.
fun.
I'm excited to see the Hoosiers represent. But so starting five, Xavier Johnson, Race Thompson back in the starting five. TJD, of course. We got
I'm expecting big things out of TJD.
Parker Stewart wasn't eligible last year because we wanted to make him eligible this year, so we benched him. But coming from UC Martin, played at Pitt. Should be a huge pickup for IU. He's a shooter. We got, like I said, like a new coach who utilizes his bench a lot, which you know a lot about because you're a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Right, how do you guys feel about that? I mean, he's normally known for going pretty deep on his bench, and I appreciate that because what's the point of holding a roster of, 10 players? If
Even
you're not 15, if you're not
Yeah.
going to play them all, if they're going to sit there and
Yeah.
watch the game.
As a Knicks fan, I've seen Mike Woodson utilize his bench well and go. I mean, I wouldn't sometimes even say well. He got fired pretty quickly. No, he does use a lot of bench players. He manages their time correctly, I would say. He doesn't overwork his players, and I think if Indiana wants to go far this season and make March Madness and do well, I think we need to utilize player strengths and weaknesses. I think player health is going to be, and fitness is going to be somewhat of an issue, and I think going deep into the bench and Mike Woodson utilizing that and knowing that he does do that, I think that will benefit Indiana greatly this year.
Yeah.
And I think that could play a factor into why we're well deep into the season.
Mm-hmm. And we're dealing with a few injuries. Christian Lander, Tamar Bates. Christian Lander was a 5-star coming out of high school. Now he's technically a freshman because he graduated a year early. Tamar Bates from IMG, obviously IMG Academy. Great school.
Known for basketball,
Of course. So kids know how to do it down in Bradenton. I'm excited to see Tamar Bates come back. He's nearing his return from his injury because it's a pretty slight injury. I'm very excited for this season.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be a lot higher than last year. I'm
always a
just
plus.
excited to pack the hall.
It'll be fun. I think, too, you mentioned injuries earlier. I think, obviously, football and basketball are two very different sports, but I'm hoping that Coach Woodson and his team learned their lesson watching IU football this season and how many injuries there were. And
Football's a bit different than basketball.
how it definitely took a toll on their team. I'm hoping that they're really coming in prepared and healthy, and I mean, being able to utilize all of their bench is going to be a really, really important
Yeah,
part of
definitely.
their team.
And I see a breakout season for Jordan Geronimo. He has a lot of potential, long wingspan, insane athlete. I think he's gonna have a great season coming off the bench. I'm excited to see him play. Anthony Leal, Mr. Indiana in high school, so should have some potential. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm very excited for IU basketball because football, it's one or the other, and I've high hopes for basketball season.
Basketball this year, baby. All right.
Big things.
That is going to do it for our show today. Be sure to follow IUS TV Sports on Twitter and Instagram. For Jaden Betron, Gabe Fencer, I am Kelsey Dennehy. We'll see you next week.